What's good, everyone? I'm Boom Gonzalez, and welcome to School Spirit. Now, joining us today is an undisputed GOAT of DLSU basketball who'll take us back in time when the Green Archers took over college basketball. Now, long before the three-point era arrived, a guy named Renren Ritualo was already making it rain like the Splash Brothers. With supreme confidence and an equally legendary work ethic, he turned a perennial bridesmaid finisher into a powerful dynasty.
The rookie, Ritualo with a steal. Nice tap there by Renren. Goes to his front court, moves inside, zigzagging through.
You know, that's a difficult shot, Nico. That's a difficult shot.
Now, Renren's track record in college is untouchable. His legendary scoring performances speak volumes, let alone his winning record. Now, with that, let's hear the stories behind the victories as the Rain Man talks about his glory days. So Ren, ang ganda na ng basketball program mo no high school. Lakas-lakas ng San Beda eh. Pero, you still chose to go to DLSU. So, why did you choose to be a Green Archer?
To be honest, set naman talaga ako since third year high school ako. Set na ako talaga mag-Lasal. Pero syempre, coming from an old boys school, like San Beda, syempre ang mga laro namin sa Rizal Coliseum. So, we're passing Taft. Coming from Menjola. Nakita ko yung Lasal, syempre, of course. Maraming tao. Sabi ko ba, okay mga Lasalista, magaganda. Doon pa lang, sabi ko, okay na. Dito na. Game na tayo dito.
So Ren, nakita mo na ba ang Lasal na maglaro bago ka sumali ng DLSU? And if so, what did you see with the team that made you want to be a Lasallian?
Yes, nakapanood ako. Naalala ko Lasal UST Finals. Sila Jason Webb, Tyrone Bautista. Natalo yung Lasal noon time na yon. Pero I felt na nagustuhan ko talaga sa Lasal nung nanonood ako noon. Parang hindi nga ako kailangan i-recruit eh. Talagang doon ako pupunta eh. Yung mind ko, yung goal ko is to go to Lasal talaga. And then yung fourth year, luckily, Coach Jong recruited me. Sobrang nice si Coach Jong. He's always here at home, chatting with my dad. Sobrang warm nung pag-welcome sa akin. Nung teammates ko.
So Idol, as early ba as your rookie year, you already set the tone of how things were going to be with the team, having you as the main gunner kaagad?
Kasi parang sobrang competitive ko. Alam ko, day one, pagdating sa practice, I have to earn my spot. Tapos, I have to play kung ano yung kaya kong gawin, papakita ko. So, yun yung pinakita ko. It starts in practice, in training. So, dun pa lang, I set the tone na right away. Kahit warm-up pa lang, hindi nag-stretching pa lang lahat, nag-set na ako ng tone. Nagdadadak-dak na ako doon.
Okay, so curious ako, ano naman reaction ng mga teammates mo na alam nila, ikaw na nga ang titira most of the shots and then most of the plays were designed for you?
Talagang in-specify ni Coach, kahit nung kay Coach Franz, talagang yung role ko, eto. Kasi dati ganun eh, hindi ka pag scorer ka, rebounder ka. If you're bringing the ball or you're playmaker, ganon. Yan yung mga rules before eh. Now, different. All-around player, lahat ng players ngayon. Everybody can bring down the ball. Everybody can shoot. Everybody can do this, do that, rebound. So, before, it's very, very specific. So, Ren, ito yung role mo. Which, tinanggap talaga ng team namin. That's why we're successful. Because it started in practice also, and then yung pag-coach nila Coach Jong and Coach Franz. And then with my teammates, si Renren titira talaga yan. Why? Because before and after practice, ako yung una doon, ako yung huling umuwi. So, doon pa lang, I set the tone right away. I practice these shots, I train, I master it, I perfect it. Kung may perfection man, I want to be close to it. So, yun yung ginagawa ko every day sa practice.
Ren, were you confident from the very start about your team's capability to win multiple UAP championships? Alam mo na ba yon?
On my first year, natalo kami finals, which is hindi ako sanay. Pumasok kami finals, we lost against FEU. Doon pa lang, right after that, umuwi ako, hindi ako naligo. I was wearing that jersey pa din, going home. Kasi sobrang bad trip ako noon. Sabi ko sa sarili ko, kukunin namin next year. So every game, every punta namin sa Araneta or sa Rizal or sa Ninoy Aquino noon, I was set to every game, kailangan manalo kami. Punta kami Final Four. Best of 3 finals, we have to get this one, this. Ano ako, every game talaga. Pag tinanong ako na alam ko magdo-dominate kami, siguro alam ko malakas kami at we'll win every game. Yun yung sasagot ko doon. Pero yung forward na will create a dynasty like that, will win 4 straight, hindi ko naisip yun. Ang naisip ko, tatalunin namin to every game. So yun yung nasa isip ko lagi.
Alam mo rin, yung level of discipline na yan, so hard to achieve, especially now with social media and all of that. But during your time, who did you allow inside your circle when it came to basketball?
To be honest, hindi ako nagbabasa ng newspaper. Hindi ako, pag pinapanood man ko yung game, dahil may game reviews kami sa practice, nakamute. So I don't hear you guys. I don't hear the commentators, I don't hear the commentaries. Hindi ko siya pinapakinggan. To be honest siguro ngayon, if may social media, naglalaro ko, siguro meron akong taga-handle nun kung may social media man ako. Kasi I know, I'm young Papasok sa ulo ko yun So mawawalan ako ng hunger. Mawawalan ako ng gigil. Kasi malalambot ako sa mga words yun Ngayon, pinapanood ko parang, grabe naman pala yung mga sinasabi sa akin dati. So, to be honest, hindi ko siya pinapanood with commentary. Which is very important. Yung circle ko lang. May dad, Coach Franz, my mom. That's it.
Well, naalala ko, kunento mo dati na may na-injure ka na shooting hand mo dati. Kwento mo naman sa amin yun,
Parang kasi di ba kami full court press, so we gamble a lot, we steal the ball. Sumabit yung kamay ko kay Mac 2-1. Sumabit siya, like this. Naiwan tong ring finger. Naiwan siya. Pag ganon, hindi ko nakuha yung bola. Mag-recover na ako. So, anong nangyari? Pagtingin ko sa kamay ko, wala akong nararamdaman. No pain at all. When we got the x-ray, fractured siya. So, may option to opera or cast lang. Sabi ko, ayoko magpa-opera. Ganun din ang sinabi ni Coach Franz, huwag ka pa-opera. Yung 1 month ako nawala si UAP, because I broke my hand, hindi ako nag-medical team. Kasi I got 4 medical teams during my 5-year stay. So I missed that season because for a month, bali yung kamay ko.
Ren, sa dami-dami ng mga epic shooting performances mo, can you share with us one that really stands out to you until this very day?
Yung career high ko kasi sa UAAP is 33 points na hindi ko makakalimutan because coming from an injury yun Hindi ko alam kung yung head injury or yung hand injury. Hindi, baka yung head injury ko kasi nagkaroon ako ng head injury also. Pagbalik ko, I was coming off the bench. Tapos yung game na yon sa Ateneo, the Blue Eagle Gym. Ang tingin ko doon sa Blue Eagle Gym na yun, malaki yung ring. Kasi 2 bola ata kasya doon Parang ganun yung tingin ko ever since high school ako Parang ang laki ng ring dito. Wala sila Dino Aldeguer, wala rin si Don. Yun yung time na stuck sila sa baha. Hindi sila dumating. Ako, coming from an injury. So, off the bench ako noon, I scored 33 points against UST. Crucial yung game na yun kasi, naglalabanan sa positioning. Very important yun So, we won that game. So, nag-gain namin yung twice the beat advantage sa Final Four.
Now, when it comes to a single play naman that you were involved in while you were playing for DLSU, what was your favorite? Tell us why.
It's a pass. It was a pass. To Don and then to the shot of Dino Aldeguer. Kasi yung series na yun, to be honest, that's the toughest finals for me. It's out of the 4 na pinanalo namin. That's the toughest, yung UST na yun. Sobrang, they're all packed. As in, if I'm in the shooting guard position, they have 3 against me. Cyrus Baguio, Nino Gelig, Derek Obalde. Yung kay Don naman na position, nandun si Gilbert Dao, Latoreno, Marvin Ortiguera. Dino Aldeguer's position, there's Velasco, who is a tall point guard. So every matchup, may extra sila against us. So it was really tough playing against them. Nangyari doon, we were down 3. Bago matapos yung regulation, yung security guard sa Cuneta Astrodome, alam na ako titira talaga. Kahit sino sa loob doon, alam na ako titira kasi we're down 3. So ano nangyari? Nag-set si Coach Franz ng play. I was double team sa corner. Right corner. So ano nangyari? Ititira ko talaga yon. To be honest, instinct ko ititira ko talaga yun. Kahit dalawa, tatlo pa sila, ititira ko yun. You've seen me play. So talagang ititira ko siya. Especially we're down 3. But that moment, until now, I don't understand or I don't know why, pinasa ko. So pinasa ko kay Don, wide open siya nun, tapos kinabahan ako. First time ko ata kinabahan sa laro eh. Kasi si Don ang may hawak. Doon ako kinabahan, baka itira ni Don. Buti na lang, nagkamali si Nino Gelling. Humelp kay Don, which is bad recovery. So si Don made an extra pass to Dino. Now, nung nag-recover si Nino Gelling, late na siya. So naitira na ni Dino yung bola, may foul pa. To be honest, until now, hindi ko alam kung bakit ko pinasa. Hindi ko excuse yung double team kasi ititira ko pa rin siya eh. Pero until now, hindi ko alam kung bakit. Pero that's my favorite moment kasi it went to overtime.
Ren, what would you consider to be your most underrated performance in the UAP naman?
Ako, for me, yung finals, galing ako sa injury ko, with my hand injury. Kasi I played Final Four and then the finals. I struggled from the outside. I struggled talaga. So what I did was, I went inside. Na hindi naman napag-usapan ng kahit na sino. Lahat kilala ako na shooter. I'm gonna shoot from the outside. Si Renren, tumitira lang sa labas yan every time. Pero yung series na yon, yung final series na yon, makikita mo how I played sa San Beda, which I was slashing. So, yung series na yon, hindi masyadong napapag-usapan na I was going inside. I think that's the series na makita nila kasi I was labeled as only a shooter, as spot-up shooter, catch and shoot. Hindi nila nakikita yung ganon na ginagawa ko nung high school na dun ko na ilabas because I was really struggling. I have to find a way.
O Ren, syempre hindi natin pwedeng tapusin to na hindi natin napag-usapan yung LaSalle press na yan. Bakit ba kinatatakutan ng mga kalaban yan? Bakit ba sinasabi nila nagdidilim ang paningin ng mga gwardya pag nakakatapat nila yung LaSalle press na yan?
We adjust it eh. May adjustment yon. So we always surprise the ball handler. Hindi mo malalaman o hindi mo kami mararamdaman nasa likod mo na pala kami or nasa harapan mo na kami. So it really surprises the ball handler. So nung time namin, it's very suffocating because hindi dahil dun sa press namin, it's because dun sa condition ng katawan namin. Coach Franz made sure kami yung pinaka-kondisyon sa buong liga. Kumbaga, walang nagka-cramps, walang napapagod. If you noticed our games, walang napapagod doon, walang nagka-cramps. Ganun kami ka-kondisyon. We're playing full court press 40 minutes. Bawal maglakad, bawal mag-relax. So, we're really aggressive right off the bat. So, yun yung sikreto ng trap na yun eh. Kasi one way or the other, magagaling yung mga coaches, they're gonna figure out. But, in the end, bibigay at bibigay yung team because hindi kami, parang nagsisimula pa lang kami pagdating ng third and fourth quarter. Kumbaga, hindi pa kami pagod. So, that's why we're very successful.
Okay, Ren, I have to ask, what are you most thankful for naman, being part of the Green Archers your whole UAP career?
Well, I'm thankful for the trust na binigay sa akin. Pag nakita niyo yung mga games ko, I'm not always on. I'm not always on fire. But, of course, the trust that was given to me by my coaches, Coach Jong and Coach Franz, and also my teammates, makikita mo I'm always there inside. Kahit sa mga crucial moments, kahit I was struggling in the first and the 2 quarters, nandun pa rin ako sa loob. So, I'm very thankful for that kasi they gave me a chance to prove myself that I can deliver, especially in crucial moments. So yun talaga yung pinaka-crucial kasi some coaches pag sige, alat ka, upo ka na, bench ka na. So yun yung pinaka-crucial doon for me. So sobrang thankful ako doon. Siyempre, of course, the support of the community, yung mga classmates ko, yung mga taga-LaSalle, yung mga alumni, the coaching staff, siyempre yung mga kasama namin sa team, yung mga ball boys namin, yung mga nag-aalaga sa amin. So, yun yung na-appreciate ko talaga sobra.
Renren Ritualo wouldn't be as legendary without his rivals. Now for sure, the blue versus green duels brought out the best in him, along with a few other heated matchups. On that note, let's check out which teams and players push the Rain Man to the next level here on Rival Schools. Okay Ren, outside of Ateneo, sino pa yung mga teams na talagang na-hype kayong makaharap pa?
UP, pero hirap kami sa UE. UE, NU, yan. Athletic din sila, tsaka mabibilis eh. Pag nakita mo yung lineup nila before, UE, very athletic. Also, very fast. And then NU, same thing. Sobrang physical. Yung rookie year ko, I can't forget, si Villaflor. Taki guard, yun ang bumabantay sa akin eh. Tapos sila Danny Ay pa nun sa NU. So hindi ko makakalimutan yon, yung mga nakalaban namin when I was in my rookie year. So yun yung mga teams na talagang siguro hindi mapapansin ng iba, pero we had a tough time against them.
So you said UP was a fun matchup and UE and NU were tough. Pero meron ka ba naaalala rin na talagang eskwela or player na talagang na-mysical sa'yo?
Leo Vinido, FEU. Siguro kung meron pang Zoom cam noon, kung marami pang camera before, yari ako, thrown out ako buong series eh. Ang ganda ng depensa niya eh. He was playing physical against me. Sobrang nahirapan ako kumuha ng bola. Tapos pag nakalagpas ako sa kanya, may babangga sa akin. So parang akong pinball doon eh. Talbog ako ng talbog pag FPU kalaban noon. I broke my hand doon. Yun yung sinasabi ko na finals na I broke my hand, di ba? Yung galing ako coming off of an injury. So, yun yung time na yun. Tapos nakalimutan ko, ginanon ko siya sa ulo. Boom! Dito sa likod. Using my right hand. Tapos like, kasi parang pigon na rin ako eh. Sabi ko, di ako makawala dito. Ang ganda ng depensa sa akin. Sinuntok ko ngayon siya sa bang! Dito, bang! So, ganun ako. Tapos biglang bumawi siya. So nawala na siya sa vision niya. Nawala na siya sa focus sa akin. Sinuntok niya ngayon ako sa chan. Bang! Sabi ko, umarte na ako. Tapos tinuturo ni Coach Franz. Parang siguro na technical siya or something. Ang nangyari doon, yun. Parang lumuwag na yung game. Kasi nawala na siya sa focus sa akin eh. Parang uminit na yung ulo niya. Yun si Leo. Yun yung I had a tough time against him.
Tama. Naalala ko yun. Si Leo Avenido. Grabe nga yun. Yung batch na yun ng FEU boys. Pero other than them, meron pa ba another team who gave you a formidable challenge?
Yun nga, pag tinatanong ako sino yung rival ko talaga na lagi ko sinasagot, sarili ko, myself. Yung expectation ko sa sarili ko, kasi yun yung pressure na nilalagay ko sa sarili ko, very high, very heavy, yung pressure talaga. Unlike yung dinadagdag pa nila coach, pero mas mataas talaga yung ina-expect ko sa sarili ko. So, hindi ko napapansin kung kanino talaga ako bad trip, kung kanino talaga ako Pero pag tinanong mo ako kung kanino ako talaga yung mga physical players, yun yung sila Leo Avenido, Villaflor. Sila Wesley kasi hindi physical eh. They're long. Sila Rich, he's fast and long. Pero yung mga physical, doon ako na, kasi medyo magaan ako nung time na yun eh. That's like what, 160, 165 sila, ang lalaki ng mga katawan nila noon eh. So, allergic ako sa weights.
So Idol, obviously, ang Ateneo-Lasal rivalry na yan, still incredibly huge and intense to this day. Pero, yung mga batch niyo, lagi nila sinasabi yung rivalry was just a different animal. So, what are your thoughts on that friction between the two schools?
Naramdaman ko yung rivalry na yun when I was in Lasal na. Kasi yung mga kalaban ko sa Ateneo, nakalaban ko yan nung high school. So pag i-interview ko, what do you think about the rivalry? Sasabihin ko, it's same game for me. Na gusto kong talunin sila or gusto ko silang patayin or kalabanin talaga. Pero yung another hype, feeling ko rival ko lahat eh. Kalaban ko lahat yan. Pero yung Ateneo Lasal, gumagaling talaga sila talaga. As in, pag kami kalaban, gumagaling, tumataas yung level of play nila because it's against Lasal. So kami, kailangan namin i-match up yun.
So what would you say is your favorite game against Ateneo? Alam ko meron kang version of your flu game eh. Kwento mo naman sa amin yun.
Yung final series, it was very memorable. Given na last 3 games ko na yun. Ang nun, first game namin, I think we won that game. Tapos, nagkasakit ako. Siyempre, kahit ako may sakit ako, I go to practice pa rin, nagpa-practice ako. Nahawa ko yung team. Nagkasakit kami lahat. So game 2, we were up, pero in the end, medyo bumigay kami. So we lost that game. Yung game 3 yan, we were down 10. I was struggling. 0 out of 11, sabi mo na 0 out of 15. I exploded in the second half for 15 points. 15, 16 points, I think. Pero, we're confident. I am confident. My teammates are confident that we're gonna win the series.
So, was it really sweeter to win against Ateneo o misconception lang ba yan pagdating sa'yo?
Pag ako tinanong mo kasi, I came from San Beda nga, like I said earlier. Sanay na akong tinatalo ko talaga yung Ateneo. Talagang madadala ka sa kanila. And then yung sinasabi nila, matalo na sa lahat, wag lang Ateneo. Sabi ko, yung matalo sa lahat. Sabi ko, gusto ko manalo sa lahat. Ganun lagi. Kasi yun ang naririnig ko sa kanila. Tumihinto yung Manila. Pag Lasal Ateneo makikita mo It's like a Manny Pacquiao fight. It's like that. Parang walang kotse sa EDSA. Lahat nasa Araneta. The hype, the support of the community, and hindi lang Ateneo Lasal ang nanonood, pati lahat ng schools, lahat ng fan ng basketball, they watch Ateneo Lasal.
So, how did your rivalry with Ateneo help you as a player? And looking back, what did this rivalry mean to you rin?
Yung rivalry talaga, it really helped basketball. It helped the schools also. Sabihin man natin, talagang nakilala tayo doon, na lalo na po mga games niya. Kasi all eyes on us. Kasi they know it's gonna be a good game or a great game or one for the books. So talagang papanoorin talaga kami. So doon pa lang, I'm excited to play and show kung paano yung Lasal basketball.
Okay, Ren, we can't end this interview without talking about Coach Franz Pumaren. Question is, how did he influence your career and the rest of the DLSU basketball program?
Ang dami ko natutunan during the time na I was playing for him, for Lasal. Kasi we won 4 championships. The way he used the players, ibang klase. Talagang minamagnify niya yung strengths. He won't give you excuses. Ang goal niya lagi is to win. Lagi niya sinasabi, there's no substitute for hard work. I've seen players na mas magagaling sa akin, sabihin na natin. Pero hindi nila ako natatalo. Because mas masipag ako sa kanila. So, yung sipag talaga, as an athlete, kailangan susi talaga yun. Especially in college, sobra dapat talaga yung dedication. Because ang dami mong dadaanan Studies mo, number 1. Yung schedule mo, ibang klase. Coach Franz guided us. Made sure everybody goes to class. Made sure lahat kailangan pasok dun sa standards or dun sa required grades. So talagang he really made sure everything is in place. And especially pag kunwari on and off the court, yan. Ako, yung time ko seryoso talaga siya. Pero nung time nung iba, nung nananalo na kami ng championship, medyo nagsasmile-smile na siya. Pero nung first few years, hindi Parang seryoso siya talaga. Pero syempre, nung medyo nakikita mo na umaangat na yung bigote niya.
Di ba idea niya yung i-retire yung jersey mo eventually sa Lasal?
After practice, pauwi na kami, kinausap ako ni Coach Franz. Ren, simple lang. 1 sentence. Ren, pag nag-champion tayo dito, pag nakuha natin to, i-retire ko jersey mo. That's it. Sabi ko, thank you, Coach. Sabi ko gano'n. Sabi ko, yun lang yung conversation namin about it. Ganun lang kasimple. Thank you, Coach. Pero, to be honest with you, yung gravity nung pag-retire ng jersey, hindi ko alam. Yung gravity, yung honor, yung prestige na pag-retire ng jersey, hindi ko alam nung time na yun. Ngayon ko lang nararamdaman yun. As in, ngayon. As in, after I played basketball. Parang, ganun pala kabigat yun. Mahirap. nila, yung pro school can wait. Pero yung 4 or 5 years mo sa school, walang kapalit yan. Babalik at babalikan mo yan pagtanda mo or when you grow older. So yun yung sinasabi ko sa kanila. It's gonna be worth it.
I want to thank Renren Ritualo for joining the show and reminding us how awesome De La Salle was during that dynastic run. It was great talking to the King Archer. But that's all the time we have. See you again next week as another UAAP legend logs in to tell his story. Catch that and more only here on School Spirit.